I've got this rather large oak crotch, which was cut down 18 months, 2 years ago. This would have been a bough coming off the main trunk and then 2 branches coming off that. Obviously far too big to turn, so I cut it in half. With a chainsaw, leave me 2 pieces to make 2 matching bowls. The nice thing about the crotch pieces is you've got all this beautiful grain in the centre, and that should really come up very well. There are a couple of problems with this. There's a crack here, big knot which goes in, another crack. That small crack there is where a branch used to be. I don't think the crack will go in very deep. And down at the bottom another large knot, and this wood's a bit punk, it's a bit soft. The other problem I've got with it, it's far too large to fit on my lathe. It weighs just 1/2 of it, probably a good 12-15 kilos, and I'm limited to 44 centimetres. So I'm going to take a cut across there, reduce it to get rid of this bit. 3 lines. I'll take the centre line so I'll get rid of this crack. I'd like to have taken a bit higher there, but to get rid of the crack, and then here to get rid of the crack on the left, I'll take it down there. So I'll cut those off. I could just cut a circle and make a circular bowl, but it would lose quite a lot of this lovely grain which I'm hoping to keep. So it'll be a circular bowl. This will be the bowl. That's right, yeah, this will be the bowl. And then at the back, I've got lots of woodworm that won't go in very far. So I will put a foot in the centre here, and then take it quite shallow so that the sides are probably only 1/2 inch thick or something like that. So a lot of this mass is going to go, leaving me some beautiful grain. It may end up having some bark on it in the corners, where I take that bit off. So you might have a couple of little bits of bark, which is good because the bark's really solid on this. Get rid of some of the moss. So that's the idea. So the first thing I'll do is I'll take it over the bandsaw, do the cuts, reduce it in size and weight, and then somehow find the centre. The centre on this probably won't be exactly a measured centre because I've got to take account of where the mass is, and I don't want it too off balance when it's spinning around at 800 RPM on the lathe, which is probably 700-800 where I start with. So I'll do that, cut it down, get the centre. I'll mount it with a screw on that side, and we'll start by turning the base, the foot, so we can reverse it and mount it the other way. That's the plan. It's a bit scary. I've never turned anything this big. Out of interest, the second piece, this one's going to have the bowl this side. The second piece I think will have the bowl on that side, and we'll see how that comes out. So this one first, I think, the bigger of the two. It's slightly chunkier, wider. The other one's about 3/4 of this width. So I'll get it mounted, cut, and I'll bring it back. Due to the fact I'm a little bit, not terrified, but it's the biggest piece of wood I've worked on. I've already spun it around at about 310 RPM is the most I can get out of it at the moment, before it starts shaking the lathe to bits and bouncing across the garage floor. So I've taken a couple of light cuts just here. This is the biggest piece that sticks out, so I need to bring this down to bring it into balance before I start taking the rest around. So I'll let you see a couple of cuts to start with. It's going to be slow and steady work, and then I'll switch off in order to keep the video a bit shorter, so you don't need to see all that. But here's it spinning round. And that's 380. So slow and steady. It's been about half an hour now, and I've still not quite got the cut going all the way around. There's still a low point there. I'm up to about 510 RPM, so it's starting to balance out. Quite a bit of thickness, probably a good 3 inch there, still to go down. So to leave it half an inch, still 2.5 inches of cutting. Which will take me, hopefully, into here, so this will all join up. You see the start of the bowl, it's going to be sort of an ogee shape. It's hard to explain really, but the grain's looking lovely. Some nice bits of grain coming through. That knot is only on this side, so it doesn't go all the way through, so that should disappear. Yet to tackle the woodworm holes. We'll see how they go, but slow progress. We'll have another couple of cuts and then I'll bring you back. Right. She's coming, she's taking form. Still a bit damp, the wood. At least we got all the way around. Wormholes seem to be quite surface level, so there's no damage in there. I want these wings to be flatter, so I need to take the curve steeper, so there's a flat bit, almost like a platter towards the end. I'm down to about 3/4 of an inch. I've got to take some off the surface, so that'll bring it down to 1/2 an inch. So I can't go much further in the end. It's nice that the bark has stayed on. So I think we just need to take it a bit steeper just into here. So a steeper curve starting earlier. So I'll just work on that. Just a bit closer. Yeah, it's taking place, and then we've got to figure out how on earth I'm going to put a foot on it. But let's do this. I'm up to about 700 RPM now, making life a little bit easier. So it's a bit more bowl shaped now and a bit more balanced. What to say about it really? There are a couple of issues. So there's a bark inclusion here where the bark dipped a bit lower. To get rid of that, I'd have to go down about another centimetre or so, and I think I'd lose quite a lot of the bowl. So I'm going to keep that, polish it up, hopefully just add something. The grain is spectacular where the, as we discussed, where the boughs meet. It's quite wonderful. So a bit of a dig there on one of the tool rests. I need to, one of the tool marks. I need to sort of get that out by just making this a bit shallower. I've got a wormhole left, just the one. So in these little holes and cracks, there's one on the edge which we knew from earlier. I'll put a bit of super glue in just to sort of stabilise them, so they don't really start doing much else. Take this out, just a couple of light passes, and then sand it up. And then we've got the issue about how to mount it. It's just held on by a single screw on this end. To get rid of this, I would have to take the tailstock away, and that scares me a little bit. With the screw would hold it. So I'm going to dig in around there and then slowly work my way in. Keep the tailstock on and just undercut all the way until it finally gives way. Hopefully that will give me enough of a hold to put a set of jaws on it on the other way around. So yeah, I got a bit carried away, so I think we missed a lot of the turning there, but I think I was just a bit scared, wondering what was going to happen. So whilst it was going, I just kept on turning. So a bit of sanding, a bit of finishing up, do the foot, whip it round, and then we'll see if we can actually make a bulb. I quite like the wings on it. Put a detail in purposely to go over where two of the wings are and through the bark there, just to a bit of detail, just look nice. And so yeah, pleased so far. Not a little bit worried as I went along. A little bit of work to do. Back with you shortly. So 3.5 hours later, I'm glad I didn't video at all. I'd run out of battery and everyone would have got bored. So I've completed the underside, and it's had one coat of Hampshire hard wax oil, Hampshire Sheen. Amazingly, it was being held in the centre. When I nibbled away at it and it came off, it stayed where it was. So the screw chuck held very well. My admission now is that it's 100% ash, not oak. Hard to tell from the bark, I didn't cut it down, but it is an ash bowl it's going to be, rather than the oak, which I said initially. The bark's very similar on the two woods, but it's much lighter and it's got a sheen that oak doesn't have. So we managed to get rid of most of the problems. A couple of wormholes still, crack. There's a crack just there, which doesn't go through the edge, so it's just where an old branch was. There is a crack here which does go through the edge, that one, but I'm going to keep it. The edge is about 3/4 of an inch on that side, about 1.5 inches on that side, so the face isn't straight. Once I've turned it round, I'll straighten the face and get those equal. But yeah, I'm pleased with it. The grain is just beautiful where the limbs all came out. This is a bit of the bark where it had a low point in it, but it adds a feature. It's nice. It's got the wormholes, which have been squirted, so the worms won't be alive. And we managed to get a decent foot there to mount it in the jaws tomorrow. So it's beer o'clock. Had enough of that. It's going to be quite a big bowl. God knows what I'm going to use it for. So we are the next morning with our ash. First thing I need to do is flatten the wings. This is it comes up quite a bit this side. So this is about 1.25 inches thick, 1.5 inches thick. This is about 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch thick. So flatten the wings till about that sort of, till we get there. And once I've got those done, I can start making the bowl. Let's see how it goes. Turn round right. .640. So the wings are taken down, so just now start forming the bowl. Okay. Oh, some beautiful grain. Well, that is. It should hopefully come out. Right, I've gone down as deep as I can go with this in the way. So it's time to move the tailstock out of the way. And get rid of that knob. hopefully it'll stay on. Okay, let's see what we've got. So that's getting bigger, but it's not rotten, it's hard. Pith there, nice shine on the bottom. So I've got an inch wall, probably do till we get to about there, and it thickens up. I need to go, oh, that's right actually, just need to straighten the base and then blend all that in. I'm going to use a scraper for that. Tear out, so we've got the end grain. There's 3 lots of end grain because of the way the branches were, and the end grain, I think the scrape tears a little bit. Yeah, it's not too bad. I should come out with some sandpaper, but a couple of ridges on there. Let's see if I do a fine cut. Right. Have a quick clear up and we'll do some sanding. Okay, sanding went well. Nice finish on it. The wings with the sanding machine. Sorry about the noise the extractor's still on, getting rid of the last bit of dust. Let's have a look, see what it looks like. I'll just clean up with a bit of isopropyl alcohol. First look at the grain. Oh, it's beautiful. Get rid of all the dust particles. Bit of sandpaper finish for about 1,000, so far it's only gone up to 400. Right, I'll take it off with a cloth. Rather than the blue roll, because the blue roll seems to come off bloody everywhere. And a little bit of blue roll over it, so let's spin this up. Get rid of any excess. hard wax oil. So it's a new product. Never used it until this. Yeah. So the idea is to put freezer amount on, leave it about 10 minutes, wipe off the excess, leave it for an hour, buff it and then put another coat on, then leave it for 12 hours until it's hardened, give it a good rub and repeat the process. So effectively it's going to get 4 coats. Let's leave that for 10 minutes. Take it off, repeat the process now, and then we'll have a look at the finished article, and I'll do it again tomorrow, take some stills. But there we go. So a quick reminder then, this is our piece of ash, which we dry chainsawed in half. Pop that one there. And this is our bowl, which would have sat. Crikey, how would it have sat? No idea. Try and get it right. That's it. That way. You can see how the bark matches up 1, 2, 3 sides. These are the offcuts, the bit I cut off, which I'll do the same on this one when I do its sister bowl. And there's just some fantastic grain in it. The 3 branches where they meet gives you that nice grain, a bit of shine there, isn't it, for light. But nice wings, and then a bit of detail on the back going around to show that it's the bowl. Left a little bit of the bark on there. There we go. On ash bowl, not oak. I'm pleased with that. Took about 6 hours in the end. Just a couple more coats to put on it, but it's probably better, is it, in the natural light. Yeah, pleased. Sits nicely. Put fruit in it. God knows what she's going to do with it. There we go. Thanks for watching. Bye.